One thing I failed to mention is that when you get to this point in Blender and you've imported your GLTF, and let's say you want to start looking at the textures for individual body parts, but you click on the mesh and it's all one whole thing. It's not separated by material and you have trouble locating exactly which parts you want to edit. Here's what you can do. You can come in and go to edit mode, and then you can click on your mesh, come down here to material, and you'll see all the materials associated with that mesh. And let's say I wanted to separate Geist's clothes from the rest of this body. I can hit select while in edit mode, and it will highlight all of the parts of the mesh that are associated with that material. And I can right click, come down here to separate, and separate by selection. So now Geist's clothes and accessories are separated from her body. And since the clothes have their own image texture, that makes it much easier to figure out which parts I need to edit. And we can do that for the rest of the body, so we can see here that the hair is still connected to the body, and so is the arm. So I can go back into edit mode, and I can highlight the body. The head texture also covers her arm, and I can separate that. I can select hair. I can separate that. And now all the parts of the mesh that have different materials are separated, making it much easier for me to work on them. For example, if I didn't want to see Geist's body or hair, I can hide those and just look at the accessories that are left. I can hide the arm if I wanted to. And we can see here that this highlighted portion is controlled entirely by the clothes texture, so including her legs. If you wanted to get more into detail on what part of the image texture you should be editing for which part of the body, we can come over here to UV editing. Let's drop down and let's find, yeah, here's the clothes. But an easier example would be this body texture. So I've separated the body material, and I want to figure out which parts of the head correspond to what. So obviously we can see that this is her head, but then we have some like flesh blobs down here. These look like teeth, but if you want to double check, you can come up here to the left-hand corner. Let's reselect it, go to edit mode. And then up here in the left-hand corner, there's an button called UV Sync Selection, and clicking that will bring up the UV overlay on your texture. So by having this up, we can come over here and highlight parts of the body, so we can tell exactly which parts of the texture we're looking at. And if you want to get a better look, you can enable the viewport shading. So, I mean, if I wanted to see what controls the neck, I can highlight that and I can see that, oh, this controls the neck here, this controls the neck here, and down here is also parts of the neck and chest. I can highlight this and I'll go, oh, I don't know what that is. It's probably a back texture if I had to guess. Yeah. So I figured out, oh, that's the back. This controls the back down here. This controls the arm. This is the other arm. These look like mouthpieces. Editing pugs here, instead of using sync selection, you could also just have it in edit mode, and with the texture pulled up, you can just select parts of the mesh, and that will show you exactly on the image where those textures are being used. So if instead of selecting the whole thing and seeing all of the outlines and highlighting them that way, I could just simply draw over them using the selection tool. You can press W to change your selection type, and I use this circle selection with a radius, and I just draw over where I want to see what's going on. And this also allows you to view the texture in a way you couldn't see before, which is, what parts do you really need to color? Everything that's not highlighted by a grid here, you can pretty much ignore. So if you wanted to cut out only one part of the texture, but you didn't know how far you could go, For this hand, for example, I could cut out this hand, and it gives you a lot of generous space if you wanted to recolor just the hand. So I could go into an image editor, and I could reference this and cut out just the hand, for example. Or if I wanted to change just the head, I wanted to recolor the entire head, I can cut out the entire head from that image texture and keep it on a different layer so it doesn't interfere with the rest of it. That's all I got.